Well, good morning. We're back.
Good morning. We are back.
We have got
I keep on telling you not to say good morning, afternoon or evening because people listen to this at different times of day in different countries. But you don't listen to me, do you?
I don't know. I'm just being like, it's morning. It's good morning.
It's not so bad with the podcast. It's a bit different with our radio thing.
Yeah,
where it comes on at 8:30 at night on a Tuesday evening. Crystal says good morning.
Hello.
Anyway.
Well, we've got a really good topic today.
Yes.
So it's actually close to my heart as well. And what's the topic called, Kate?
Stop thinking like an employee.
Yeah, as a business owner, right?
As a business owner. And I think it's a very good topic because I think there are a lot of people who have gone from a corporate life to becoming a business owner.
Yeah.
And the transition from employee to business owner is difficult.
Yeah. Well, and I think most of us have been an employee at some point in our life, whether it's when you at school, leaving school, at uni, first job. Like you don't just wake up at 17 and go, I want to start there are people out there, but the majority of people that fall into a business are normally they think about it for a little while. They're not those high-end entrepreneurs, that are just that are just born. That's what they know they're going to do type of thing. But yes, I think a lot of business owners also think like an employee because to have that mindset of a business owner is not something you're born with.
No.
It's something you learn. And sometimes we have a good idea and we're very passionate about our business, but we forget that we are that what it takes to be a business owner, or you may not understand what it takes to be a business owner.
I think a lot of people are good at what they're good at, and think then that they can become a business owner.
Yeah.
And don't realise that being a business owner is much more than just being an employee.
Yeah.
And there are so many more responsibilities that come with it.
Yes, so much more. I mean, I know that, look, most of my life was working with my dad in our smaller business, which was the service stations, petrol station, convenience stores. And so I had never, and I worked for steakhouses when I was at school and, and studying and stuff. And I worked in a store. And so I knew what it was like to be an employee a bit, but I also had a family business and I was an employee in the family business, which I think can be quite harder because your parents, or I know my dad put a lot more, you could do this, Crystal, we'd throw you in the deep end and you'd have to swim. And so you had to learn really quick. Whereas, so I feel that, but for me, when I started my own business and was actually in it on my own, I think that business mindset I had to really, because then everything stopped with me.
Exactly.
And I know with Jim, when he started working with me in the service station days, he was very much an employee mindset. Like all his family were employees. They are the good old working class. They were hard workers, but no one ever owned a business. So he never had experienced that owning a business thing, and I know that employee mindset is still with Jim a little bit. And he's a lot better now. He's more of a business owner now, but, it's been 30 years. So it's taken a while to learn that. But I do remember there was often discussions around, Jim, you're a business guy now. You're not employed anymore. You don't need to behave like that or say things like that or whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm a business owner now. I think I've got the business owner mindset.
Yeah.
And I think the employee mindset's gone.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's gone. I do.
But you did have it.
I definitely had it when I left the corporate world. Yeah. I sort of got dumped into the business owner mindset, I think. Yeah. You have to think like a business owner. Otherwise, it's sink or swim.
Well, let's define that. So what do you think is a employee mindset? What do you think makes that up?
I think an employee just wants to get through every day. get the tasks done for the day, and then basically
have your holidays,
take your money,
have Christmas off,
receive your wages, have Christmas off, and that's pretty much it. Go home and forget about it completely. Although I think I've always
really
taken,
true. Not every employee.
Home with
a
me.
lot of employees do take work home with them, depending where you are.
But it's still not your responsibility at the end of the day.
No.
If the business goes down, you might lose your job.
You're expecting a pay packet every week, right?
Yes. Whatever happens, you get that pay packet. Nobody's going to say, "Oh, you're only going to get half of it this month." Sorry, sales weren't as good.
And look, there's politics in every business. You know, like I know corporates, there's a lot more politics, and there's a lot more. Depending what culture you're in and what companies you're working for, you know, there is a lot of stress in there too, but it's same as a business owner. But nevertheless, as you say, you always have that choice to change departments or go to a different job, but you're always expecting your monthly paycheck and it's never in question, right?
Yep. Correct.
And that's probably, you know, what it does.
I think that's the main difference between, the main difference between
I think
being
also
an
employee might be more task focused.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know, like they're not sort of forward thinking. You may only think about what area you're working in. You're not thinking about the whole company.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, like, I'm pretty sure the handyman workers we've got, they're not worried about what the pipeline looks like.
No,
you know, they wouldn't, or what the customer. You know, they're just worried about what job they're going to do tomorrow. No. More than anything.
And when I worked in corporate in the finance department, I certainly never worried about sales. Not really. Although we did have, depending on how high you
up you are, you would
in the business, you do get involved in that sort of thing, and especially working in
the
finance.
higher the management, the more responsibility, the more aware. You're probably treating them more like, and especially for public companies, you have to be more like a business owner mindset in a way.
I guess I was lucky because I went from, I became a bookkeeper from being a finance manager. So it was definitely the same trade. And one of the important things you have to look at as a business owner that an employee would not, I had already been used to looking into because it was the figures.
Yes.
So that kind of helped.
Kind of gave you a bigger picture.
Yeah, although when you talk about marketing.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
No clue.
The other thing is, you know, what customers need help. You know, perhaps, you know, they're not thinking about other than the job or the task they got to do or what project they might be on. And what's urgent right now, it would definitely be around what's urgent for what they need to work on, not maybe what the company, or they need to be directed maybe for that as well.
Yes. I think that's a big thing. You got direction if you worked for someone else from the business owner.
Yep.
Whereas if you are the business owner, you have to
have direction.
Find that direction yourself.
You hope they have direction.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd hope that. But those are that's kind of what an employee would look like, right? Or employee mindset would look like. And often business owners will bring that in with them. You know, there's no such thing as a sick day, is there, for a business owner, really?
No.
You know, planning for your holidays, whereas staff can have all of that, sick days, potentially workers' comp, security, you know, all of that sort of stuff, which is, so it feels safer as an employee in a way.
I think you actually are safer as an employee. So having that feeling of it being safe is a good one.
There's a saying that if the business owner stays too long, and I think all business owners potentially when they first start out all have an employee mindset in a way. Because like you say, they come from some background, majority of people, right?
Yeah.
But if you stay too long, the business can become completely dependent on them.
Yes.
And that was with that similar topic that we talked about when you are flat out busy and then you panic when you got not busy. They become the person who holds all the knowledge, makes all the decisions, solves all the problems, and carries all the pressure. And that can create a big bottleneck for the business owner.
Yes.
So that's where the employee mindset kind of can be a bit of problem for.
Well, you have to switch it off, the employee mindset.
Yeah,
No, maybe not switch it off.
Did you just switch it off one day? Did you just wake up and switch it off?
I think it just disappeared. I got overtaken,
with the
overruled
responsibilities
by the business mindset.
And what helped you to get to that point?
Having to make my business make a profit, having to be a success.
Yes.
No choice. Absolutely had to focus on marketing, had to get leads.
Yeah.
No choice. Had to do it. Had to do everything myself. Had to worry about if my computer broke down, what do I do with it?
Yeah.
Zoom doesn't work today. Internet, Telstra's switched everything off. What do I do?
Bloody hell. How does that even happen? I don't even know today. That just shows how fragile our technology and everything is. You know what I mean?
If you get me started,
don't get me
I
started.
seem to have an issue every day with something to do with technology.
Yeah.
But this morning, it looked like my email wasn't working. I think they just changed the screen. I couldn't find the inbox screen, but I was starting to panic. But because I was recording
You're with Microsoft, aren't you?
Yes, Microsoft.
Well, we're not here to
I
bag
thought I
companies
had to
out,
log
though.
in again, but I eventually clicked somewhere and I thought, oh, there's the menu. I can see my inbox now. It's not a problem.
I get it. And when technology we use technology. Well, if you're in a job or a business where you need to, well, we all need technology in our businesses now. There's very few that don't, right? So it is a worry.
I think it's something that isn't often on our list of things that business owners have to do.
Yeah.
You know, we say they have to do the bookkeeping, they have to do the selling.
But that's all that technology.
Think about all that.
They've got to be a technology
They've got to be an IT person.
Yeah.
And I will talk about my latest gripe, which was uploading and downloading files, such as podcast files from Mark Charette, which end up being anything from 15 gigabytes to 34 gigabytes, uploading and downloading them.
Oh, God.
And it was taking forever.
Yeah.
Finally, we've got NBN into the house. Into the house now.
Has that made a difference?
I think it has. Although we've asked Mark Charette not to deliver files of 34 gigabytes. The test will be uploading these files when I get home onto Google.
But
Drive.
it does slow you down and it can be frustrating. And as a business owner, you do have to worry about all of that stuff, don't you?
Sorry to...
And that's... At first, the whole... When you're involved and you're making, as a business owner, it can be quite intoxicating when suddenly everything depends on you and you are the boss and you're making the decisions and you're leading the staff and every decision's on you. And then I feel that can become an addiction where you are needed for everything that makes you feel important. It could be good for your ego. It could give you self-esteem. It could make you feel significant.
Can give you satisfaction when you
it could, right?
do it or accomplish something.
Yeah. But that can be very, very dangerous as well if you do become, that dedication as well over time could become quite dangerous because then everything is relying on you.
Well, if you think I think it's more you think you're the only person who can do it properly. And I think you're guilty of that, Crystal, yourself.
I have been known to do that occasionally.
And I've done it myself
bugger it,
too.
I'll just do it myself.
Yes.
Oh, look, it'll just be quicker for me to do it than to train someone to do it. That's not the answer.
No.
So what is a business owner mindset?
Business owner mindset is, I don't know, what is business owner mindset?
You've just spoken about it.
Not doing everything yourself. Getting other people, delegating,
bigger picture, bigger overview picture,
looking at your numbers,
knowing
where your business is going,
knowing your cash flow,
knowing where you want to go,
profit,
customers,
you've got to understand who your customers are. What do you want from your customers?
How do you want to treat them?
How do you want to treat them? Like all these things can get broken down, right? So how many hats are we wearing? It's just like so many. Culture, staff, hiring and firing.
Yep.
What else is there? The risk. What is the risk in your business? That is such a good question for every business as well.
Or who is the risk often?
Yeah.
Like my business, it's me.
We were reminded this morning, weren't we, about reviews?
Yes,
and
we were.
The risk of not getting reviews.
Yes.
because that can
Who
be.
said that? No.
But that was actually like, oh yes, we need to
It was
talk
a
about that.
reminder.
It's actually a really good
Well, as
reminder.
business owners, you have to get reviews from people.
You do.
You need to ask for them. Testimonials are excellent on
And a business
social
owner
media.
has to worry about where the sales are coming from, right?
Yes.
And what marketing are you doing to help generate those sales?
Yes.
Also, what is your exit?
Yes, something very few people think about.
I know, but and I've come across a few businesses who just go, that's it, I've had enough, I want to. But you can't just do it in one day.
No.
It takes about 2 to 3 years for you to actually get that right if you want to get a good price for your business.
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
that's there's a lot there, isn't it? I mean, that's just some of the daily tasks that a business owner has to do, which is a lot different to say if you've got an employee mindset, right?
Yes.
So a business owner will think about the future.
Correct.
Which we were saying the employee mindset just worries about what's happening today.
Yeah, you certainly don't think much about the future.
No, other than your next holiday or what you're doing with your private life. And they also business owners have to understand that every decision that they make will shape their business in some way.
Correct.
Which is quite a lot of responsibility. And a business owner, is the customer actually profitable? Are they taking too much time? Are they the right fit for the business? Whereas an employee might say, I'll just do it myself because it's quicker, or I don't need to know what that customer is. I don't even need to understand it.
Yeah, I must admit, when I worked in corporate, I was probably very guilty of not understanding much about the customers at all.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's interesting to look back.
Yeah.
After you've had your own business, to actually maybe look back at some of the jobs you've had and thought, how much did I understand about the business that I was in?
And I think we start off with good intentions, and then there's that the employee mindset. Even though you're running your own business, if you've never had experience in running it yourself, which most people don't have when they first start out, you learn along the way, and you revert back to what you know in a business, which is often from an employee mindset as well, right?
True.
So then we often make a lot of these mistakes along the way as we get better at growing. Some people are just born more strategic, but I feel like most business operators, such a good book to read, Kay, is the E-Myth by
I read that
Gerber.
a long time ago.
Yeah, and he talks about the different hats business owners wear. And there's certain kind of, you're a certain kind of personality in a business, whether you're the technician who loves doing things. There might be other people that I've forgotten the different things I have in there. But he talks about who are you and how many hats do you have to wear and which hat do you have to put on for what decision or for what part of the business. And it can be quite a good thing to do, to have like
Actually
a list of
hat.
10 hats across the thing there.
Yes.
And doing that. Also, like a business owner would be asking, what systems do I need? All that sort of stuff. Whereas it
would be dictated
employee
to
wouldn't
you.
be asking that,
No.
They'd probably just say, I'll just do it myself.
Well, I mean, no, the systems that you use are dictated by the business.
I've got a good example of this right now. I'm helping a business where they've put some admin on. We know their systems are a little small now for what they need, and we know we've got to improve that and get a new system in, a new sort of management system, job management system. But we've hired a new admin to help with the business, and he's very, very good he loves adopting new technology and stuff. And of course, AI now with everything, everybody's creating systems and programs for everything, right? But because there is a risk in the business of that they've got two very different sections in their business, and the risk is that only one staff member on each side knows everything. So if one of them goes, it's going to be really hard to keep that one section going. So the idea was to hire someone else, put them in, and then he would learn all the different systems and understand the whole lot. And so he could be that person you could plug in and play.
Yeah.
But the problem is, all he could see is how they can improve their system. And so all he wants to do is create this new system, but he doesn't understand that what the bigger picture of the business and why we can't just waltz in and just do that. Like he might fix this little component, but then what happens with this part, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a very good example of someone who they've hired as an employee, but they're not thinking, you know, and maybe their job is to help him understand or just to put him back in his box for a little while.
Well, he's not doing what he's been
yes, exactly. And his passion probably is, and his fun that he likes is probably creating new technology.
I must admit, when I was in corporate, I did implement a few systems, suggested some new systems that did get implemented that I
think
put
if
forward.
You've got nothing, you need help with that.
They had systems. I mean, they had a big SAP software for the bookkeeping and everything, but it was more for doing the tax.
Okay.
We used to just give everything to the accountants, but there is a program that we could implement to suck the information out of SAP and put it into this. I can't remember what it was called now.
That's good.
But we implemented that, and it saved. It was very useful.
Yeah,
very helpful. Plus, I often, for some reason in my corporate life, I ended up implementing systems. I don't know how it happened.
I think
it was just what I've done.
You're an early adopter.
Pardon?
You like to adopt early technology. I've seen you do
Obviously,
that.
I must have liked it. I implemented what was called the Quantel property management system in hotels when I used to work in Germany for the American Armed Forces. And I had to actually go, because it was a hotel system. I had to go and show people how to do the night audit at midnight to sort of, make sure they got all the receipts and the figures all added up.
Yeah.
And you know me, I go to bed at 8:30. Staying up to midnight to do a night audit was not a lot of fun.
Not the idea of fun, no.
But among others, it just seems to be something that I've done. But that's just, we are digressing from...
Yes, that is right. Now, what is the trap of doing everything yourself as a business owner?
Well, you can't do everything yourself. There's nobody else to fall back on, nobody to take over if you're sick.
Yeah. I think the trap that we fall into is like, it's quicker if I do it myself.
Well, yes.
I know, I'm guilty of that sometimes. I just go, I'll just do it. I should give it to the admin, but I'll just do it. Then I know it's done. The staff will not do it the way I want to do it. That's often so it's a trust thing, I think.
Yes.
Or the customer, I've seen Jim do this, the customer only wants me.
I can understand that.
The customer only wants me.
Yes.
They like me. I like them. I can't afford to hire help.
Yes.
So that's a big trap. And I think sometimes you can't afford not to hire help, I do not have time to train anyone.
True, yep.
And that's a big thing. When you're really busy and your business is just powering along, it's so hard to stop and train people, isn't it?
Yep.
Even though it's the most important thing that you need to do.
But the easiest way to combat that is to have procedures in place so that when someone leaves, not if, because it happens, you have the procedures that you could
do
pass on, which at least it's a starting point.
Yeah, exactly right. And then also, if I let go, the standards will drop.
Yes.
If I don't do it, the standards will. And you know what? The trap of doing everything yourself, and I have done this when I started Office Shed, I did everything myself initially. And then I got staff in and everything to do. But I think I didn't let go soon enough. And I actually nearly burnt myself out.
Yep.
Absolutely nearly burnt myself out.
Do you find in a lot of cases the staff can't do it as well as you could do it yourself?
Yeah, but then that's a hiring.
I think that's just something you have to accept.
There was probably one or two people that could have done it. And for some reason, I didn't want to let go. And I think when I did want to let go, I realized that the profitability in the business didn't allow me to put a office manager in, which is what I needed. I needed that buffer between me and someone else. And I was guilty of undercharging
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
And I think that was one
You
of the
have to
things
charge
that,
enough.
yes, but it's that trap of doing everything.
Yes.
And then you didn't, I didn't have time to work. I didn't have that business mindset to just, and when I did realize that and everything, I was just so burned out. I just wanted the hell out of there. I couldn't do another
So how
day
do
of
you
it.
get out of that vicious circle?
By taking time out and actually going to conferences or seeing someone or reading stuff on how to do your business better and how to be a better business. There's millions of stuff out there. But I went to that Keith Cunningham's conference. I went twice and it was 5 days each. And he took you through everything. And it really was about working on your business. And he really took you through your figures and how you really understand your figures and how you get from customer service to your dashboard of understanding what figures you need to have. So it wasn't just your profit and losses. It was actually understanding what you needed to know about your business, whether or not you were making a good profit.
So I guess you have to look
everything.
Yeah, in the fine detail.
And then I realized that my business model was actually very, very wrong. And that the way the pricing and the structure of my model was not great. And I did not know. And I actually think that the model that I had wasn't right for the clientele that I had. And it stopped me. So I would have had to have pulled the whole business apart and redone the modeling in a different style model. And I just didn't have the energy for that. But I worked it out in the end, what was wrong.
Yeah.
But it was fundamentally, it was in the platform that I got it wrong. And
I think it would be price. Well, doesn't it start with the fact that you can't be charging enough money if you can't afford to hire a person to help you?
Yeah.
Somewhere. Although I know with me, I never did. I employed people as a bookkeeper. I would have liked and almost did employ someone who was better qualified, almost to my level.
Yeah.
So that I could concentrate on other things. But I knew it was going to cost me more than I wanted to pay to do that. So, and I would have had to increase my prices or get a different set of clients who were willing to pay more to be able to pay for that. So again, I think it was just the whole, not necessarily business model, but yeah.
And sometimes it is so, but I think systems, I know if I go back to office sheet days, my systems were pretty good because I'd been doing those courses and educating myself on systems. And it was a completely new business. I'd never been in that before. So I really had to learn how to do that. So we have 9 girls and 2 bookkeepers doing admin and bookkeeping in those days. And I had to oversee all of them. And the bookkeepers I got were BAS agents, so they took care of all of that. I didn't have to micromanage them. I just used to find out how we're going with the clients. And when I had new clients, they were on wages, but they would just get the work. And then also making sure that how many people, I'm digressing here, but how much hours of work did I have coming in versus what quality of and quantity of staff did I need as well,
Yes.
But I think that's where a system that you can have, whether it's a checklist or I use a signer where you can actually have for a bit like it's pretty much the blueprint for the Hire a Hubby business and for the coaching business, and it tells me what needs to be done daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. And that's from everything, BASes, wages, to strategy, to leads. But it's only as good as if you use it. But I did have that. So.
Is that a crossover between employee mindset and business mindset?
I think
having
so.
a checklist? Because I've always had checklists.
Well, yeah, the checklist kind of made sure that kind of gave me that everything that needed to be done, like a system, what needed to be done in the business in order for it to repeat and do the work, needed to be in there. And then you train your staff to which areas of that checklist do they work on.
Yeah.
And making sure, like customer service, you would have different things about customer service that we got to do. Quotes go out within a certain amount of time. When they come in, how fast you book them out, or how fast you return calls. All that sort of stuff. So that sort of system can really help.
KPIs. We've not talked about KPIs in any of our podcasts so far.
No, key performance indicators.
Yeah, exactly, which are very important.
Give me an example of one.
KPIs, the one, what was it you just said? returning customers' calls would be.
Yeah.
How many customer calls do I return
And
in
how
a day?
fast are you doing it? So that would be a KPI. We return all customers' calls within 2 hours of receiving them.
Yep. I mean,
that would be a KPI.
How many quotes am I sending out?
Yeah.
Or not so much how many, actually logging.
So
you have
Jim,
a KPI. I need to.
We have to send out, I think it's 70 quotes a month. We have to send out in order to win the amount of money that we want to earn for that month, because we know we get like a 60% approval rate, and then work comes in like the do and charge as well. But we know that out of that 70, we will win, say, 35, 40 jobs. And then that'll guarantee us that amount of work. So we that's a KPI for us.
I mean, KPI can be an hourly rate, actual hourly rate.
Yeah,
you want to
on average we
get
need to be charging at
an hour
$90 or $100 or $150 an hour is what our average rate needs to be. Yeah.
So KPIs is something that we
it guides you to make sure that your goals are being met.
Well, it's your goals. It's what are your goals? Our KPI. We came up with a KPI yesterday for our podcast, didn't we?
Yes, we did. So what was
1,000 views in 30 days.
Yeah.
1,000 downloads in 30 days.
Yeah.
So help us achieve that, guys.
Yes, that's exactly right. Now, the owner's job is not to be the hero every day, right? But the owner's job is to build a business where the team can succeed without needing constant rescue.
I like to be the hero. You know me. I like to be liked. What was it I said yesterday or in the radio show the other day? Something similar. I'm selfish. I'm selfish.
I'm selfish and I like to be liked.
I like to be the hero for the day too.
I'm finding out more and more about you.
I like winning awards. Anyway.
But you're absolutely right. But knowing who you are in your business. So for you in your business, we need to create a place for you to be able to be a hero. Otherwise, why would you be there?
Well, yeah.
So that's why every business is so different, because every business owner brings something different to it, right? So there's like for Jim, for him to be liked, he gives great customer service and he loves helping people. Yes. It's just in his DNA to help people. He's just one of those people that likes to help people, and that is in his DNA. And so for him to be in a business where he can do that every day, he jumps out of bed every day happy. He loves it. He knows he's got his hero role is to do that, and that's what he loves to do. And you have yours, so which is great. Now, thinking in profit, not sales, is another big mind shift.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a business owner.
Yeah, as I say, working in a corporate business.
What was that saying that we said? So sales is vanity and
cash is king. I know that.
Cash is reality.
Oh.
So sales is vanity, cash is reality. So
there were three things as well, though, weren't there?
There was three things.
Anyway, we can't remember.
Anyway, dementia setting in. So thinking of profit, not so that's another big one. And I think many business owners are proud to be busy. They talk about how many jobs they have. I hear that all the time.
We're back to sales, aren't we?
Blah, blah, blah. We did this amount of sales this month. How full the calendar is or how much revenue. And that other client of mine, how many quotes he had. He didn't do anything with them.
Yeah.
He didn't even call them, but he collected them, but that was important to him somehow. And I found that really hard to shift. But as we know, busy doesn't always be profitable.
No.
Ever, really?
No, it doesn't.
And the employee mindset may focus on hours worked.
Yes, true.
Or money coming in, whereas a business owner mindset would look a little deeper. So I feel like that's a pretty key point, right? So being busy isn't profitable. Understanding that you've got to look a bit deeper. So being busy, why am I busy? Where am I busy? Are we making enough, margin or gross profit margin? Are our prices high enough? That's always a hard one, isn't it? Pricing.
Pricing's probably the hardest, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking with a client yesterday and she won't mind me saying this, but anyway, she sells a product for dog food, but organic dog foods and everything. And I feel like she just feels like she doesn't want to overcharge, but she's not a a pet barn where she gets the volume and where you can have those prices. So you can't compare your prices to their prices because you're never going to have that volume, and you're probably buying it in a lot higher than what they're buying it to because your volume's smaller. So really interesting conversation on how do we understand how much she's got to charge for her for it to become a business, because you could do it and it can be pocket money. Well, then that's fine if that's all you want. But if you want a business for her to be able to stop her other job, to be able to have this as her full-time job, then we got to talk about how much you need to charge.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reality, isn't it?
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. Yes.
Are your wages being covered properly? You know, like how much profit are you making above your wage, or are you just breaking even?
Yeah, true.
Are we tracking our quoting or our proposals that are going out? Are we tracking our billable hours that we do, like a lot of us in a billable hours industry? Are we losing money on certain types of work? You know, how much work have we both done over the years
Not made
where
any
it
money.
was charity work, where we didn't we just did it, but we never charged them for it? I've done that.
I've done a lot, yeah.
Are we paying ourselves properly? Now, a business owner mindset will actually put their wages into the equation and not just take whatever profit there is. And often that's
a proper business owner mindset. But I think a lot of business owner mindsets don't do that.
No.
Accurately.
No. So if you're a sole trader, it becomes tricky because all the profit then is yours, right? And that becomes your wages, because you can't really track your wages as a sole trader. Whereas when you become a company, you have to be on wages in the business, or you could take drawings out, but generally you want yourself in there as wages.
You'll see it on the wages,
Especially if you want to sell your business, you've got to show your wages, right? So you would then, but I feel every small business owner needs to make the equivalent of what they were earning when they were working. Otherwise, if you keep taking less and less and you put yourself last, which we all tend to do to get the business growing and getting it up there, absolutely you do that. But there comes a time when the profits are coming in, or you've got to make sure there is enough profits to come in to start to pay yourself. Like at that 6-month yearly mark, you have to be earning a wage, a proper wage.
Yeah. I don't think I ever earned close to what I earned in corporate.
Really?
No.
Huh.
Close to in the end.
Yeah.
But
did that bother you?
It's something that, did it bother me? Not really, no, because I know what I moved into my own business because I wanted the freedom.
Right.
To work for myself.
Yeah. And that's a big reason people go into business.
I didn't need the money that desperately, which otherwise it would have made a huge difference. It's just sad. It's just sad.
Why is it sad?
Well, it's sad that you work for yourself. You work very hard and you can't make as much money as you could working for somebody else. And I think you'll find, I'd say 50% of small business owners are in that same situation. I have no facts. I'm guessing. But I think I would be guessing right. And it's sad because we're all trying so hard.
Yeah. Busting a gut.
Yeah. So you can all put your tissues away.
But it is sad. I hear what you're saying. And it also, I guess that's where you need to make sure that your business is healthy, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So that you can pay yourself enough and that you shouldn't have to put yourself last.
Yes.
Would be good. Learning to say no.
Learning to say no, that's a really hard one, isn't it? But it's definitely,
I think that's really hard as
you
a
have
business
to learn.
owner.
Yeah.
I know when I first started a few different business, I always say no is not an answer. You know, no is not going to be acceptable. I'll say yes to everything. So you say yes to every client. You say yes to everything. And then you go, oh, well, that's not going to work after a while. So you do have to learn to say no.
In a nice way.
In a nice way, for sure. But you have to say no to the clients that you know are not going to be good for your business. You have to say no to the pricing that may not be good for your business.
Yep. You have to say no to people who want their baz done when you no longer wish to do
poor
agent
payment
services,
terms, right? What about that? Saying no to we've just had the most ridiculous thing happen with payment terms. And I think it's just the sign of the times at the moment, and people are getting heavily burnt by people, subcontractors. People are not paying them, right? So we wanted to use a couple of subcontractors. They asked for 80% up front before, and it's our customer. We're carrying all the risk on these. And they wanted 80% up front. And I just went, no friggin' way am I doing that. No. So we had to negotiate with them. And I understand where they're coming from, because when you speak to them, why are you doing this? Well, I got to be guaranteed to get my money, because so many of them are working and they're not getting that money, or they don't want to follow up on that outstanding invoice. So now they're asking for money up front. So there's probably a variety of reasons why they're doing that. But you can't be paying. That's not good payment terms for my business.
Well, you didn't get your wages in advance, did you? If you go back to the employee versus,
I would have liked to.
But you didn't, did you?
No.
So why should you pay a contractor
and if anybody
in
asks
advance?
me for wages in advance, I always got to ask them why, and I'll do it once if it's a very good reason. But I wouldn't. Yeah, you're not going to do it because are they going to turn up for work?
I think it's a sign of the times. However, saying that, I was part of a couple of bookkeeping groups, and the recommendation was get paid in advance. So that's what I eventually did, a month in advance rather than a month in arrears.
Yeah.
But that really comes from not trusting the customer to pay at the end of the month. I think that's where a lot of that comes from.
I also think that's people don't mind. And you had that on a direct debit system.
Mine was on a direct debit anyway. So unless the customer didn't have the money in the bank, it would have gone through whatever time of the month.
The alternative board does the same thing.
Yeah.
So we ask you to pay for, you got to give us a month's notice. So we take the money up front. And then if you don't want to go any forward, you just give us notice then, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But yes, and I feel like for services and that's definitely something. And I love for like bookkeepers and coaches and a lot of different service kind of businesses where it's repeat business and they stay with you for a long time. I feel like you can do that direct debit system. It's like a subscription in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then if you do more work, you just do
more
things.
But contractors billing you wanting payment in advance. I think it's very rude. So what happened in the end?
To what?
To these contractors that asked you to.
Oh.
Did you back down, or did you stick with no?
No, I did not back down.
Compromise?
Yes, we compromised. We'd been 30%.
Okay.
So, and I said, we're happy to do it. And it's not like we've never paid them, and we give them lots of work. So we sort of had to reason with them on that. But there was like 3 in 1 week. So there must be something going around that's telling them to do it.
It tells me that their cash flow is not good, though.
Well, that's it. And if people aren't paying them, I totally understand that. It must be hard. Who else would you need to say no to? So we've said no to some new clients. We've said no to, I don't know, who else would I say no to? I don't know. Opportunities that could distract your time.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that one. Sorry, I wasn't going to get the answer to that, and I couldn't remember it off the cheat sheet.
No, but that is such an interesting one, isn't it?
It is actually. Yes, it's a very good one. It's a very good one.
Because some of us love to do new things all the time, right? We get bored with doing the same things.
You do. I do.
Sometimes you may get a lot of opportunities that come past your door, and sometimes you can do too many opportunities, and then that distracts you and puts you into so many different areas.
Like doing radio shows and podcasts at the same time.
Yes, we want
like to committing to 52 radio shows in a year. Yes, no. But yeah.
I like that. We like to be distracted, Kayla.
Yeah, we're okay. We're good.
Where discounting damages the profitability. You need to say no to discounting just to get the business.
Yes.
Because that could be detrimental to future things. So if you start saying, oh, look, just to get the job, and how many people ask you, can we have, if we pay cash, can we get,
What's the answer to that besides no? Because it's very hard when
Everybody
you get that when you're having that conversation. How do you? There must be a sentence you can say.
What I've heard said that's worked really well is, look, we collect GST we are required to pay that GST. So whether we take the cash from you, I'm still required to pay that 10%. So I can't give you that 10%
You're
off.
assuming discount for cash.
Yeah, so that when they ask discount for cash, and then we just say, no, that look, we already do it. We just do it by the books. I'm sorry, we just don't discount it for that. If they want a discount, we ask, well, why, and then we just say, well, we can reduce some of the work. If you feel like you want a discount, what area would you like reduced?
Yeah, that's what we do with the bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Do you want to include payroll or exclude payroll? If you want to exclude it and do it yourself, then the price will be less.
I think so. And I think you need to stand your ground because, look, if you don't ask, you don't get.
No.
But it's at the same time, a lot of people say, if you ask for a discount, you'll generally get one. But if you don't ask, but you're also allowed to say no. You don't have to say yes.
Yeah.
I think also that work that doesn't fit your skills or business model, that can be very distracting. Like I've seen businesses take on work that felt like a good opportunity and probably needed the work, but their skill sets couldn't actually do it, and then it just all went pear-shaped.
That's a bit like fake it till you make it, is it?
It's a little bit. But if you don't have the skills or the right staff to do it, you can just do an absolute dog's breakfast on it, and that can cost you quite a lot of money, can't it?
Yep.
So it's like Mark saying you'll do a Hollywood movie, instead of a podcast.
Yeah.
But he might have the skills for that. So we'll cut that out.
He might be able to do Hollywood movies. Exactly. He'll probably tell us he can.
So being reactive or proactive is another topic on this.
Yes.
For a business owner. So I know I can be very reactive. And that's been something I've really, really had to learn. I'm one of those, when I did my strengths test, when I did the positive psychology stuff, my number one strength is action. So I love to action things. You give me a list of action things till the cows come home. If I like what I'm doing, right? But if you're reactive, which can make me reactive because I like to action things. So I've signed up for stuff and done stuff for the business that potentially we should not have done. I've taken on too much, and then I wear myself out by being. But reactive can also be a different meaning as well. What could be the other meaning of that?
Reactive. I'm trying to think. My mind's not doing too well today. I mean, you could react badly to something, and lash out at a customer for not doing what they're supposed to do. That's what comes to my mind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Reactive, becoming withdrawn as well.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't what it means by reactive.
No, but I mean that you're reacting to something.
Being upset, to me, reactive means being upset or becoming annoyed about something that maybe you actually shouldn't if you were looking at the situation in a calmer way.
Yeah, that's very much reactive as well. And reactive could mean that you take on, yes, we could do this work. Yes, we could take on this. Yeah. Yes, we could add more stuff. Oh, yes, join us now. Yeah, we could be totally. Or if the cash isn't there, we could be reactive and sell equipment. Or we could,
reduce our price,
get rid of staff if it gets quiet for 1 week. Yeah, reduce your price.
Yeah. Does reactive mean it's something that happens quickly, or can reactive happen slowly, do you think?
I think sometimes it's probably unavoidable if certain situations happen and you've got to react. So say you have a competitor move into your area and then you have to be reactive quite quickly.
Yes, okay.
You could have one of your staff members that you incredibly relied on leave. So then you have to react quite quickly.
Okay, yeah.
So there are unavoidable situations where you do need to react in order to keep the business on track. But there's also, you can react to situations like you say, a staff's behavior, depending where your mindset is, or you might be tired and stressed out about the business or overworked, or you've got too much on your plate and you might overreact. So I think there's reactive and overreactive.
Yes, true.
And then that can actually do more damage to the business than not. So I think it's just being aware and planning I think is what really can help that reactive or not reactive by planning things in your business a bit more.
I guess there's degrees as well of proactive and reactive.
Yeah.
I can see it as like a little wheel, maybe, that's proactive at the top and reactive at the bottom. And you could be anywhere on that sort of spectrum.
And daily. I think that could change in your day. I think knowing how strong your stress level is will also depend on how reactive you are.
Yes.
You could be really short one day.
Yep.
Someone could just look at you the wrong way. Do you know, like sometimes you could be reactive on that. But yes, it's not always a positive, but you're creating time, like we said before, having your weekly meetings, reviewing your figures, looking at your cash flow in advance, customer follow-up. What is my marketing looking like?
Yeah.
All these things can make you be less reactive. Say your leads start not coming in from Google.
If you understand where you are,
yes,
you're less likely to be.
And I've got 4 other pillars. So the Google ads has gone off the boil, but I've still got my 3 others. Let's dial those up or whatever. So then that makes you less reactive instead of like going, we need a new marketing agency. Let's only go out to find a new marketing agency, which can cause a lot of reaction within the business. It may not be right.
I guess I'm trying to think what's better, but I don't think there is a better or worse, whether proactive is better than reactive, but I think it's just the situation that you're dealing with.
I think proactive is better because you're pre-planning, maybe, and you're looking into the future and you're being proactive to review things. Like proactive in planning.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe
true.
Could work. I think planning doesn't have to be complicated either, does it? I think some people can overcomplicate planning. I think just knowing the road forward and understanding your figures, where your profits are coming from, who are your best clients?
Yeah.
Are you charging enough? Like they are the key things. Are my staff matching what my needs of the business are?
Yeah.
Do I need to make changes there? How do you make that emotional shift though? I know we talked a little bit about this at the beginning. How did you make that emotional shift from employee to business owner mindset?
I think the thing that helped me the most was having a business coach. And I'm not just saying that because you're here.
Okay.
I think that helped me because I wasn't a business owner. You were a business owner. You were a business coach. So you understood where I was coming from and where I wanted to go. So that explained to me, helped me on my way to do all these things that I needed to do when I needed to do them by coaching, not sort of, telling me you've got to do this, you've got to do that. But what do you think you need to do now? Me coming and saying I'm fully booked. Well, what do you think you need to do about it? And then we would discuss it and come up with the plan. So I think that's what's helped me the most.
Yeah. And I think that's really needed. And I think reading, there's plenty of books on reading about
books,
business mindset.
Listening to podcasts.
Absolutely. I love my podcast.
Yeah, no. Talking to other business owners.
Yes, talking to other business owners, networking. All those things can help you move. And I think it's like a growth thing, isn't it? Like sometimes it can feel really uncomfortable learning a new skill or a new tool, having that in like if you've never planned and just ran it reactively and suddenly you got to sit down and plan, it's going to feel like, whoa, I don't know if I like this.
What helped me as well was being part of a franchise.
Yes.
So I had all the tools
sorted for you.
Yeah, ready to go. Yes, I had to put in a lot of effort, but all the systems were in place. All the training for me was there. All the colleagues were there to help me. So, I used to be part of the First Class Accounts franchise, which was excellent and still is. Yeah, that certainly helps. Being part of a franchise helps you into that business model, business ownership.
Yeah.
Gets you into that mindset pretty quickly.
And I think being a business owner, that shift is letting go, which can be quite difficult. And also that you don't have to control, you can let other people help you. And you doing the planning and having that plan, if you've never really done that, can feel weird, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
And it can make it really good. You can also, by changing that business mindset, the positive side, you could go from being the busiest person in the business to being someone who's not that busy anymore.
Yeah, well, that would be the ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any business owners out there who says they want to be really, really busy.
No.
They want to own a business, they want a successful business, but they don't want to be terribly, terribly
So you become the person who creates the plan, who creates the clarity, who can jump in when you need to be, when to jump in. You understand what that road looks forward. Mm. That's what a good leader is, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Really understanding that.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the practical ways you could start to think like an owner?
For me, it would be looking at your numbers.
Yes.
Understanding your numbers.
Very much
Getting
so.
some systems in place.
Yep.
Talking to colleagues, I think, is coming into my...
Talking to colleagues?
Yeah.
I think blocking out some time each week could work as well, just to work on the business.
That weekly pipeline
weekly meeting.
Weekly meeting.
It just has to be half an hour sometimes, just to go through everything. And
I don't think you need to call it a weekly meeting. I don't like the name of it. Weekly meetings for me are more like people who work in
planning meeting?
Corporate. No, not a meeting. It's just a session.
Yeah.
Planning session.
A review and planning session. Yeah. I think write down the tasks, what you can do right now, that you need to do, could help, instead of keeping it in your head.
That's another thing. How many people only do the tasks that they can do easily, not the ones that are harder? Nevertheless, it's very satisfying. It's very satisfying ticking.
Yeah, to do the ones that you know how to do. That's very true. And then the tasks that someone else could be trained to do.
Yeah, true.
I've often done that.
Yeah.
Start documenting your systems. I know you say having systems. If you don't have a system, start documenting them.
Yeah, well, it's like procedures so you can train staff.
Yeah. How do you talk to a client on a phone?
You can get the staff, if you've got them, to write the procedures for the future staff.
I like that.
Then you don't have to do them yourself.
Yeah. And keep it on a common drive, where everybody could see it. You could just do it in a Google document. It doesn't have to be all that
special,
that amazing, and don't spend hours and hours on it. In fact, you could record yourself on your phone.
That's what I was just going to say, record it and then have it written up.
Just put it into a ChatGPT and it'll write it up for you, exactly what you said. Or a Loom video is very good as well, where you could sort of show and then have that in a common thing. I think that reviewing your customers and the kind of jobs that you're having is part of that review. I know you said you're understanding your finances and your cash flow and knowing which work is profitable. I don't think many people really understand that in full detail, and which work is draining the business. So what is that stuff that's really you don't need to do?
Yeah.
I was speaking with a bookkeeper and she was, for some reason, she keeps taking on admin work. And I'm going, why? You're a bookkeeper. Just do bookkeeping. That's your lane. Stay in your lane. Why are you doing his invoicing? Why are you helping him set up systems? Why are you helping him with his quoting? That's admin work. Like, what are you? Are you? And that was distracting her and she couldn't charge for the amount of hours at that high rate for the admin work.
Yes.
You can't.
Yes. Yeah.
No one's going to pay that. And I said to her, you're draining the business and your time by doing this work that really, and I know you want to do it because you like learning new things, but I said, find something in bookkeeping to learn a new thing about. So asking better questions.
Yeah.
In your business. How do I do that? Or what should I do next? How do I get through today? What should make this business stronger in 6 months?
They're the questions you need to ask when you're sitting down having your weekly review.
Weekly meeting that we don't call a weekly
session.
Review questions. And get support. I think we've said that over and over again.
Yeah.
Please get support. There's so much help and support out there. And you're not alone in your business.
No.
You don't have to be alone in your business. And the people that keep working and wanting to better themselves and better their businesses are the ones that will continue to succeed and grow.
They are, definitely.
So, conclusion?
Conclusion, stop thinking like an employee.
Key takeout?
Key take-
Yeah, the shift, I think, from a
Yeah.
business owner is one of the most important changes a small business owner can make. I really do. And I
being
think
aware that you are thinking like an employee and not so much being aware of what you need to be focusing on.
Yeah.
Just first of all, be aware of what the things are. We hope we've made you aware.
Yes.
Now go off and try
and maybe you've never thought of it in this light.
I'm
maybe
sure many people
you just
haven't.
thought this is what it is to be a business owner, but maybe, you know, to have that employee mind. I remember when I first heard that, I went, whoa, I think I might be that. And I actually had never really thought of it in that context before. So, so what's your key takeout?
Stop thinking like an employee.
Stop thinking
what would
like
be
that.
my key takeout? The trap of doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
The trap of doing everything yourself.
I think just for me, the key takeout is actually putting on that business owner's hat and saying, I'm actually a business owner and I need to act like one.
Yeah.
And my business deserves for me to act like one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because your business can't survive without you being one, really, at the end of the day.
No, it can't.
I enjoyed the session today. It's been great.
I enjoyed this. You asked me a few questions I couldn't answer. Otherwise, I'm good. So you've been listening to Small Business Sorted.
Yeah, with Kay and
Crystal.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.